venture partner at VantagePoint Venture Partners, working on clean tech, renewable energy, energy security. And for this academic year, for 08 and 09, I'm the Annenberg Distinguished Visiting Fellow at the Hoover Institution at Stanford, working on some of the same types of issues.
And even that's more humble than what you actually have done with four different presidents?
Well, I practiced law for 22 years in Washington. I was a partner in a consulting firm, Booz Allen Hamilton, for nearly 6, working on energy issues. But interspersed in that, I served in the U.S. government for 12 years on 5 different occasions total, and I had presidential appointments in 2 Republican and 2 Democratic administrations, all in fields related to national security. Most recently as Director of Central Intelligence for President Clinton from 93 to 95.
See, that's where kind of the dichotomy comes in. People think CIA, and then they say, wait, Jim Woolsey, energy person. How does that happen?
I'll tell you how I started getting interested in energy. I remember exactly. I was sitting in a gas line in October of 1973. I was General Counsel of the Senate Armed Services Committee. I was supposed to help run some hearings that day. I was late to work because I had to stay in the gas line, and I began realizing and thinking while I was sitting there in the gas line that the reason I was there was that Israel's neighbors had attacked it in the Yom Kippur War. We were resupplying Israel to try to keep it from being overrun, and the Saudis had cut off our oil because we were trying to keep Israel from being destroyed. And basically, I got mad then, and in one way or another, I've kind of been mad about the same thing, and we'll stay mad. On the national security side of this, our dependence on oil is just a disaster. There's nothing good about it.
And now you're an energy advisor for John McCain.
Yes.
Yet Mr. Senator McCain has the desire to drill.
Well, we've got to get through a transitional period as we move to destroy oil as a strategic commodity. And we're going to need to use some of it in the interim. I have gotten a very good analogy, I think, an idea for an analogy from my friend Annie Coren at IAGS, think tank in Washington. She and I wrote an op-ed called Oil into Salt, drawing a parallel between what we want to have happen to oil and what happened to salt at the end of the 19th century. The coming of the electric grids and refrigeration and freezing destroyed salt's monopoly over the preservation of meat, which it had had for thousands of years. Fought wars over salt mines. During those years in the 80s and 90s, as we transitioned to freezing and away from preserving with salt, we needed to buy some salt. During the years, even as we go as fast as possible toward electricity for cars, toward alternative liquid fuels such as cellulosic ethanol, butanol, methanol, we're going to need to use some oil. And during that period of time, better, if we can do it in an environmentally sound way, to have it produced domestically than foreign. That's not the ultimate solution, and that's not the main thing ultimately we're after. But after all, we're borrowing today something on the order of $600 to $700 billion a year to import oil. Our economic problems are in part certainly related to this.